I would agree.
And right, okay. Well, let's just get to Saturday. Hopefully we can come back to some of those issues in just a second. The Ménage jury condemns police Saturday's Times officers found wanting in public examination of shooting. Big story, and also the Independent running exactly the same story on Saturday. Evidence of police marksmen is rejected by jury. Open verdict over man mistaken for a suicide bomber. Met Chief says, "I'm sorry for terrible mistake." I'm sorry. Do you think sorry is enough in this one, Mohammed? Yeah. Let's take a look then at some of the statistics of the world news stories this week. We're looking at a pie chart. We've been through all of the world sections of the British newspapers, and we've had a look at how many were dedicated to each major topic. We found that 23% of column inches were dedicated to the Zimbabwe story this week, to Mugabe. Next was the scandal over the governor in the United States, the connection with Obama, of course, and 11% over the Mumbai terror suspects, and 7% riots in Greece. Anything surprising about those statistics, or
yeah, I think,
they were pretty much what you expected?
Yeah, why Mugabe, is started to take place in all the media now. And what is surprising today is Independent. They wrote about the Home Office tried to deport some people.
Right.
From
yes.
Zimbabwe or Zimbabwe family.
Yes. Yes. We're coming to that story.
Yes.
That story in a minute. I mean, it's yes. There've been obviously several stories. The cholera story in Zimbabwe, the economic situation there. Do you think it's been worth all of the column inches that were dedicated to it?
I think so. I think this is an ongoing saga that needs to be resolved. The international community needs to get a grip with Mugabe. More importantly, the Africans themselves need to get to grip with the situation. And it's been deteriorating for years, and we seem to have the inability to actually deal with the situation.
Okay, let's take a look at the family that you mentioned, Mohammed. This is, we're looking at the Independent on Sunday. It's right here. Home Office to deport Zimbabwean family who fled Mugabe's regime. A picture of the family here, the mother, the two daughters. They live in Sheffield, a town in the in the north of England. The mother has become a respected and well-liked member of the community. Her daughters attended local schools and have integrated into society and have many friends. Of course, integration, a big issue here in this country. Do you think that the government is being a little harsh in repatriating this family? Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, we know, and even politically, we know Mugabe is a disaster now for all over the world. He's a story by himself, and how come we believe in that? Then on the other hand, we can deported some people escaping from Mugabe.
Yeah.
I think in that case, we contradict ourselves.
Yes.
It's hard, really, It's a family, they're living here 8
right.
years.
Yes.
Then they like to deport them to Zimbabwe, where is Mugabe.
Right. On the one hand, criticizing the regime, on the other hand, sending people back there. It does smack of hypocrisy.
Yes.
Well, I think it exposes a number of different issues. Firstly, they're the issues of looking at rules rather than a common sense approach. So these poor people managed to get hold of a Malawian passport in order to get out and get over to the UK, and that's being used as the reason for sending them back. But it's also exposed the fact that we have 280,000 asylum seekers in this country who aren't allowed to work.
Refused asylum seekers, in fact. According to this.
They're here. Then they're not allowed to to work, when people come as asylum seekers, but they're also not allowed to get benefits either. It seems to be a very, very strange situation. Right. They're not part of the economy, and we have to support them. But lots of other issues like...
But the thing is, what I like to say, because if you look for the immigration figure, by the way, if there is no economic activity, we will find, the immigrant figure will go down, so... These people, they live here 8 years. These people, they live here 8 years ago, and they participate and they try to communicate, to integrate. So I think it's quite tough to send them back.
Well, I think we finally have to have a debate in this country about immigration. It's been decades since we've even touched on the subject, and that's primarily because talking about immigration seems to be racist. Well, it's not racist. We need to talk about the number of people entering the country. We need to discuss this in a proper, open debate. And recently, because most of the immigrants in recent times have come from Eastern Europe, we're finally able to actually have a discussion about this. And I think, yes, things have to change. You can't let an unlimited amount of people in, especially when the economy is turning down.
Yes, but I mean, as Mohammed is saying, when the economy turns down, they don't want to come anyway. So perhaps the issue will be resolved of its own accord.
Even, the thing is, if you look also for the Eastern Europe or Europe community who come here, are we describing them immigrant or just a member of the EU? Here is the question,
They are immigrants.
Is part of the immigrant figure? How we can...
Borders have come down in Europe. Yes, fair point.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I think that that this whole issue needs to be addressed, and I think we've been putting it on the back burner for far too long. And I don't think that necessarily just because the economy turns down that people will stop coming. I think that Britain has been seen as a soft touch on immigration and asylum seekers for many years.
But that's a long time ago, not anymore, because if you look, even some of, I meet, many people, and I try to look in this area in particular, I'll find some of them, they decide, because they knew what will happen from January. I think the economic activity, or there is a lot of job will be lost. So I think some of them, they decide, especially from Europe, to go back.
I think the statistics do bear that. I just want to move on. We're terribly limited with time.